Welcome back to the Lecarde Chronicles. It's time to do some science.
Yes, always science. I mean, when is it ever not time to do science? That sounds a little like blasphemy to me.
Well, it's demented science, so maybe you got some reservations about it.
No, it's also always time to do demented science.
And it's the hunting girls!
Okay. Hi.
They scream when you kill them.
Yeah, much like normal girls.
And they also try to fly at you. But this time, you can only have to hit the hunting girls. You don't actually have to hit their swords.
How nice.
And then once you kill them, you can just walk up the door.
So far it was very sciencey. Girl sees you, you hit her, she screams and flies away. No wait, maybe. That's not science, it's just me.
Well, do your girls have swords?
No, thankfully enough.
You're going to the wrong science places then.
Ah, shit. I'm a chemist, you know. Not a historian.
Oh no, we got you covered there.
Well, that's great. That's great.
See, Dracula actually is a very good place to do some advanced research. I mean, you have like the most exotic materials and like huge areas of the castle just to do what you want.
Also, if you happen to have a research project that stems like 200 years, no problem. After your death, you can just continue researching.
No, whenever you pick up an item, you're actually invincible while the text box is there. So you can just have that thing like passing through the back of Lecarde's head.
Which is also scientifically accurate.
Like pogo things.
I like this stage. All these traps are great.
Yep.
Very I wanna be the guy.
But in a better way.
Yeah, that looks fair.
It's books! If you're fast enough, you don't even have to fight these things. You can just run right by them.
But you weren't fast enough, and also a little clumsy.
Man, what kind of magic book throws itself at you? I mean, is it gonna go pick up the pages?
Nobody ever thinks of the cleanup. Which is also very science.
Well, I mean, we got flying books in the background, so maybe he will just go pick up his own pages.
Might also make sense. But that's what you have undergrad students for, generally.
And here's one of the parts that's a little weird, because you don't actually jump fast enough to keep up with these things, but you, like, snap onto the platforms.
Okay.
So until you get used to that, it's actually a really difficult platforming section.
So he thought he was doing you a favor, but it actually didn't work out all that well?
Yeah, it doesn't work out because you don't move fast enough unless you're dashing.
Damn, this looks tough. I mean, you've got the mobility for it, but still.
Yeah, that one is tough, because it's really based on you have to stop in the right place, or you won't have enough time.
I was kind of expecting these background books in the wall to pop out.
Nah, that's a different game. And giant, kind of wrecked chessboard.
Well, of course it is wrecked. Have you seen how big the pieces are? Of course they're going to shatter some of them.
So I guess white won here.
I love that the bishops are moving diagonally.
Well, we could have gotten a few hearts for that, but nope. And here's one that's a little... Like, I get what he was going for, but he could have been a bit more specific, because... Yeah. The thing is that you want to follow the chains.
Ah, okay, yeah, I didn't get that either.
Like, you have to follow the chains, because if you don't, you're going to die.
Horribly at that. Also, I really hate white dragons. Ever since I participated in a Castlevania 1 race. It was just bad.
I don't remember what Castlevania this music's from, though.
I'm not hearing loud enough, let me see.
And it's pretty weird. Either way. The best thing to do here is actually just to, like, sit here and tank the hits, because since, again, Lecarde does not get knockback if he's standing, you could just tank a lot of hits that otherwise would throw you off. Speaking of throwing you off. By the way, don't try and like double jump up past over the ceiling. There's like about a 25% chance that you'll instantly die.
Not good.
It's a glitch and it's not supposed to happen, but eh. But hey, you're a chem student. Here's the chemistry section.
That's usually the case with glitches. I like the music now that I've turned it up.
By the way, Bone Towers! The greatest genetic experiment ever made.
Yes.
Flying artillery.
Science.
That is actually known as experiment number 1.
Is it though?
Yep.
Also floating eyeballs and some chemistry. Finally some chemistry. On the background.
We can wreck that wall, but it's not worth it because the item will appear on the other side. And there's experiment number 2.
This is why you always have a closed system.
Yep. Man, Dracula was so ahead of his time.
Definitely. It also shows that he's bad at isolation. I'm also really bad at electrodynamics and wires and switches and stuff, so I can totally sympathize with him.
So yeah, each of these areas you have to destroy the papyrus scrolls. They don't spawn, so sometimes you have to sort of wander around until they do. It's like,
sometimes it is hard to get used to some of the papers, especially if they're badly written, but you still have to read them. Yeah. Again, very science, very science.
Yep.
These guys look great.
I love the goopy faces.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
This one is sort of... I see what he was going for here, but at the same time it's...
No, that just looks annoying, I agree with you.
Yeah, it's like... It's really kind of luck, because if you do it right, you're fine. If you don't...
Yeah, it's also not fun with the constantly respawning phases.
I think it would basically work if he gave you an axe.
Yeah, the axe is sorely missed here, I'd say.
Plus, I like how the lightning bolts that you actually have to open are actual doors. They're solid somehow.
Yeah, I guess it was meant to prevent just some damage taking, though.
Oh, and here's a fun trick. Hey, look, a rosary. Oh, look, a one-up!
Oh, but it's okay, you can get it? That's nice then.
Yeah.
I can get behind it.
And here's one of the...
So...
If you have all the hearts, and you have the 100 gem here, this is actually pretty easy. But experiment number 3 is... kind of weird.
Yes, that does look kind of weird. I'd say that is a very apt description. Also, I already do not like the lightning bolt generators on the side.
See, the thing is here, as a giant jello-covered monster thing, it just sort of shoots things out. But that's not the problem. The problem comes about here because, well, it's a spider lightning thing.
There we go.
And you're supposed to just slide under that stuff, but it's actually pretty difficult.
Yeah,
because...
I guess so. It doesn't look too unfair, but difficult, yes. Also, it reminds me of a final boss of Donkey Kong Country 3. Which is, of course, just a reference. Not just something stupid my brain just cooked up. No, sir. At least you have these bookshelves, which totally don't help.
Well, they help, it's just, this boss does a lot of damage. So, you can die really effectively here.
Effective dying, not sure if that's the right word, pal.
Your fight is not over yet. You are fight. But hey! Remember the guest area? Well, no one's allowed to live there anymore.
Ah, damn it.